Good morning, everybody. I'm going to talk about tea dyeing this morning. As many of us there are that do tea dyeing, there's probably that many different methods and that many different questions. Should we tea dye or should we coffee dye? And if I coffee dye, then it kind of smells funny after a while. All these questions, and everybody has wonderful ideas of how to take the situation and work with it and make it work for themselves. So what I'd like to talk about this morning is some different methods that I found, and one that I really enjoy doing because it's a last-minute, spur-of-the-moment impulse kind of thing that is kind of the way I work. So it really is great for me. These were done in the oven, the traditional way. I put mine in a cookie sheet that has a rim on it full of tea. I like the tea. And douse it in there and pick it out and put it on another cookie sheet and then put it in the oven at, about 300 for maybe 10 minutes. And that's just my way. There are as many different temperatures and ways to do it as there are artists. So what I want to talk about is when you're working along and you have something that's white and you suddenly go, oh, I wish I had tea dyed that. Well, I have a concoction here of tea. And I know this is probably nothing new to you. You've probably thought of doing that. And I did see the question, though. I think it was on Junk Journal Junkies. One of the ladies asked, my tea concoction got kind of smelly after a day or so. Well, what I did was to put it in a used-up bottle of this Zum Mist. Once I got it used up, a little bit left in there. And what's in here is essential oils, probably. I have had this for over a month, and it still smells wonderful. Another thing you can do is to use a regular atomizer and an essential oil. Just grab whichever essential oil you have. This one is... I thought I was getting lavender. It's a different one, but any essential oil would work. Just put a few drops in there. And what I do is make a water. And that's about 1/4 cup of water. And about a tablespoon of instant tea. Dump that in there. And you can make this as weak or as strong as you like. Then I just stir that up real good. Probably won't take the time to do that right now. And then I would put it in this atomizer with about 3 or 4 drops of essential oil. And there you go. You're good to start spraying. This one is a weaker solution. This is one of my little clusters. And I thought, well, this would be better to have it antiqued with the tea. So then I'm going to dry it. And I know that's kind of noisy in the camera, but I want to show you another little trick. So it needs to be a little bit dry. But see how that's looking a little more antique and not as white. Now, let's pretend that that's dry. Now you'll see that the edges aren't done. And if I were to take my little ink pad or my, that would be kind of hard to get in those little edges. And here's another little trick. You can take your alcohol marker and just go along the edge and antique whatever you want. So there is another little trick that I do. I won't do the whole thing right now, but you get the idea. And here is a white scrapbook paper. I wanted it antiqued. And there you go. Dry that, and you have a quick, spur-of-the-moment, antiqued paper. Now it looks like old wallpaper. Just the look we love so much. So there's that. Here's another one. Let's see how that does. Same idea. There again, if it were a little more concentrated, it would be even darker. Same idea on something that's printed. Now you've antiqued that. Well, let's see how this would work on lace. This is a white cotton lace that, oh, I think it would be so nice to have that antique. Yes, here we go. There it is. Nicely antiqued. It would work on this too. Now we have a puddle, and of course you can drop it in the puddle and get it all interesting that way. So there you go. Just a little bit of an idea for you today, and I hope maybe I got you inspired. So you take care, have a wonderful day, and if you learned anything, give me a thumbs up. I would just love it. Thanks.